I appreciate you doing this, Colton.
Oh, no problem.
I appreciate y'all having me around this year too, for real.
It's a blessing to have you.
I feel like nobody really knows what I'm doing like yet, like because it's so different. Like everybody's used to guys coming around. Like if I'm writing like a one-off story or covering recruiting or obviously videos and pictures and stuff like that. But someone comes in, they're like, "Hey, this guy's writing a book." I feel like all y'all are kind of like, "What? Like
Yeah,
why?" You know?
yeah,
Maybe it's starting to sink in. I don't know. It'll sink in as we go. I
yeah.
promise.
You gotta get used to it first.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like I've covered I graduated. I went to Hewitt Trustful, so
Mm,
I'm right down the road. But I mean, Coach Floyd knows this. Burdette certainly knows this.
mm.
I've always much preferred coming over to Clay-Chalkville than than any other program that I've ever covered. Um, I don't know why. There's always been something different there. Like y'all are, I don't know. Every coaching staff, every group of players has been, from a writer guy's standpoint, has been easier to talk to, more open, more transparent, more just cooler to deal with than any other place. A lot of places, they kind of, I don't know, they got their guard up real big and they think you're out to get them or something. And you know how your head coach is. He's just kind of cool. So
I
I'm
think,
go ahead.
um, I think the reason why you said it because it's like it's something bigger than football at Clay. Like,
Hmm.
like every Friday at 7 p.m. you gotta go out there and rent that triple seesaw. It's a big tradition to Clay.
That's right. That's right. Well, let's dive into it. I tell you what, I haven't done this before, but I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it here. Every time, so I have a 5-year-old son,
Yeah.
and he knows that I do a podcast, and he doesn't know what a podcast is. He just knows I do it. And every time I'm like, all right, I got a podcast with, whether it be a football player, football coach. I've done a bunch of city council ones that I'm hoping are wrapping up. Uh, Even the city council people would be like, yeah, I get it. But every time I'm like, you want me to ask them something? And every time he wants me to ask somebody's favorite color. So what's your favorite color?
Uh, I probably have to go with red. Red.
Red?
Is there?
Okay. He also, and we'll dive in with this. He had a second question tonight, but I was actually like, okay, I'm actually going to ask it since I was at y'all's spring game last week. He
Mm.
wanted me to ask. He's been big on. I mean, obviously, 5-year-olds like, "What's your favorite color?" It's kind of a obvious thing, but he's been big on like a favorite number recently, and I was like, all right, I'll ask him because last year weren't you like 96,
None. uh,
and you're 5 this year?
Is there?
What's the reason for the change?
Um, to be honest, they just gave me the number, and
Yeah.
you know how DJ Dale used to go to Clay, and he used to rep 5, and I'm trying to bring that tradition back to the trenches for the D line.
I love that. I love it. Those are big shoes to fill.
I know,
DJ was a beast.
I know.
How'd you feel like y'all played the other night?
Um, from a defensive point, I feel like we played good. We had all the other drives was 3 and out except for one. So everybody got the call, ran the plays. So I think we had like overall, I think we had a good spring game.
Yeah, I was going back through because, like, in the past when I wasn't working on a book, if I was just like covering a game, I would have dove into the stats and all that stuff like right after the game and done my thing. But I gave it a day or two, and I saw like the first half the offense scored a touchdown on every possession. Like you said, y'all were 3 and out all but one. Was that right?
Yes, sir.
Like I mean, and Coach Floyd said it. We don't know how good McAdory is going to be. We don't really know how good y'all are going to be yet. But that was a daggum good start.
Yeah. This summer starting I think June 3rd. We're back. We're back at it. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited about that. I'm gonna try to be around a little bit more, a little bit more this summer and stuff. Like, you know, continuing to come and see y'all, and then obviously every game this fall and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to keep getting to know y'all and seeing what this program and what this season's all about for sure.
is there?
Did you are you a Chalkville kid? Did you grow up over there? Did you move over at some point or what?
No, sir. I had. I think I started going to Clay my 6th grade year, so the beginning of my middle school.
Okay. Where'd you come over from?
Um, Tarrant, but
Okay.
I went to a school called Martha Gaston.
Okay. You know your head coach was a Tarrant guy before he moved to Clay.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah. Okay. What's it been like since you moving over 6th grade? What is your living in Clay and or Chalkville, Clay or Chalkville, whatever? What's that experience been like these last? What is that for you? You're in what? You're about well, you just finished 10th grade, so 5 years. What have those 5 years been like for you?
I'll say it's way better over here. Just in general, it's just way better, way peaceful for me.
Yeah.
Family.
What have been some of the best moments for you so far?
You talking about at Clay?
Yeah.
Uh, my freshman year. I mean, I ain't played my freshman year, but when we won state, so like, yeah.
Yeah. You still got a ring, right?
Oh yes, sir.
There you go. There you go. I saw that ring's crazy, by the
Yeah,
way.
I like it. I'm trying to win another one, two more.
That that's right. I know that's right. What have been on the other side of that then? What would have been maybe a little harder question? What would have been some of the tougher moments for you?
Tougher moments. I'd probably say losing the region to Oxford.
Hmm.
Um, and the second round of Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, I was at that Oxford game. That was a tough night.
Yeah,
It was a weird. That was a weird game. Like
yeah. It's
I
like
don't know.
from like when we were sitting on the sideline, it like the offense had the ball like the whole first quarter. So it's like we just sitting down, like we not doing that blood all stealing stuff. So it's like and to keep the buck first, I think the first time they got on the field, I ain't really had that much energy because offense had they took all
Yep.
my.
Yep. Yeah. It was just that was a weird night. It was uncharacteristic, I guess, but it happened. That's tough place to play, and just like y'all, that Oxford team definitely had dudes. I mean, I'm sure just playing the position. Britt's on the other side, and he had that second half. He had, I mean, Aaron was Aaron was running for his life a little bit in that fourth quarter, and them those. I mean, you got a QB going to where'd Mason go? Louisville, I think,
Yeah.
and that receiver. I mean, they've got a couple of receivers, but the senior guy that is also a baseball guy, Richardson. I mean, he's a game breaker, and he showed it. So that was a tough night, but it it puts some hunger in you guys for this year, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Coach Floyd had showed us a video with pregame and on the pregame speech while they were going against us, and he was like he couldn't even sleep that night. Like he was so excited to get back on the field. So
I believe that. So what is it for you like when you moved here? Like, did you even know much about Clay-Chalkville at all, or did you kind of come in not really knowing much, or what?
um, well, to be honest, I ain't know nothing about Clay. Like I'm just because my parents don't want me to go to a better school, so I ain't really know nothing about Clay. I know they had a good like athletic school.
I got you. I got you. How quickly did you learn that like okay, this place has got like at least on the football field like this place has got some tradition. They've put some trophies on the shelves.
I want to say my my seventh grade year when they won 2021.
Okay.
I was at the presentation game.
Okay. Did that year put something in you like, okay, I want to do this here too?
Yes, sir.
I
They was
bet.
all excited. Fireworks going on. Everybody,
That's awesome. That seems to be like, I mean, I'm sure it's a common theme everywhere, but at Clay-Chalkville is where I know it's the common theme of year after year. Uh, you've got guys who they want their class to obviously like, hey, we've got to win a championship, but it's like they always reference like, for y'all, it's like we got to do what 2023 did. For 2023, it's like we got to do what 21 did. For 21, it was like, all right, we got to go back to, I guess it was 14, and be like, we've got to pick up where that team laid a foundation and that kind of thing. It seems like, to me, it seems like legacy is a very important pillar or very important part of this program.
yes, sir. That's what Coach Floyd has been preaching to us for the past couple of months. He said set a foundation for the youth that's at the middle school so they would know what it feels like to win. So that's what he's
That's
been
right.
preaching
That's
to us.
important. That's very important. Did y'all focus more like the end of last year? I got to see y'all like I saw y'all at Oxford. I didn't see you at Thompson. Where else? I saw you play Mountain Brook and another weird game at Vestavia to end the year. Was the focus this off season like more than like technique and X's and O's and all that, all the football stuff? Was it more about like leadership and kind of some of those intangibles or what?
It was really both because without technique you can't be a good football player, and without leadership you can't have a good team. So I feel like it was both.
I got you. Are you kind of stepping into a leadership role even though you're still I mean you're a starter but you are still a young guy?
Yes, sir.
Well, how's that going for you?
It's going good. Me and my position group, we're a younger group, so um
Sure.
we have to take accountability like of what we did, like our technique and stuff. Like our coaching have to get on to us. Like the players should get on to the other players about it.
I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of that what I went through and read the book that y'all read, the Legacy book, and I skimmed some parts. I didn't read it all now. I skimmed some parts, but uh, kind of that pass the ball stuff that Coach Floyd. I heard him mention it at halftime the other night, but also I do remember reading that in the book. And even before y'all played the spring game at McAdory, I was in his office before practice, maybe that week, and saw it on his desk and asked him what was his favorite part, the part that stood out the most to him. And he said it was kind of that pass the ball where he's talking about the leadership of like, a coach is teaching a player this, but kind of like what you just said, if you have are y'all running a 3-4 or a 4? What are y'all in, a 3-4?
Yes, sir.
So like teaching your front three to teach the guys behind them, so that it's like y'all are kind of like coaches on the field, and that leadership is kind of getting into everybody, so that it's not all on the coach. That a little bit of it falls on y'all's shoulders too.
Yes, sir.
Did that go well Friday night? Like, were you able to kind of lead by example or that kind of thing?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I got you. Cool. What are you being a part of this program so far? Because like you've got this upcoming season, and then another year after that. Uh, what are you kind of learning about this program? Like what have you learned so far that are you know some key things to being a part of this program and being successful in it?
You gotta be different, mentally tough, because
Okay.
our coaches will put you through battles, but it's not a punishment. They just want to see like can your mind handle it.
That's right. That's right. How are the coaches with y'all? Like it's hard on the field, but off the field, what's it like?
Um, on the field, they're gonna be hard on you because obviously it's a football game. But off the field, they're cool. They're cool.
Okay. You ever taken a tongue lashing yet? No. You must be doing something right then.
I was almost into.
That's awesome. What is the like the support, like not from coaches, but like teachers in the halls, community, stuff like that, like those kind of people that show up to the games and stuff. Like, do y'all feel that a lot? Is it a big deal?
Oh yes, sir. We have a loyal fan base, and that's what I really like about Clay. We have so many diehard fans, and the
Yeah,
teachers. We have really good teachers at our school that really support us and really want to see us win in life.
yeah. You met William Lewis, I'm sure,
Yes, sir.
the super fan. Man, I wrote a story about him like, oh gosh, like 12 years ago or
Mm.
something like that. It was like right after the 2012 season, going into 2013, I wrote it, something like that. And I remember even at that time, he told me, he was like, I haven't missed a Clay-Chalkville football game since 1999. And then it's like any Clay-Chalkville sporting event I show up to, he's there. Like, I mean, he showed up. I got to McAdory before y'all's buses pulled in, maybe like 30 minutes before, something like that.
Mm.
And then I see him walking up, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm the first one here. Like, there's nobody here yet. And then I see him just walking up, and I'm like, how are you everywhere? Like, that dude loves Clay-Chalkville.
Uh,
Like, loves it.
that's what I talk about diehard fans.
He's
So
number one.
he's definitely number one.
How, we're early, but how good do you think this year's team can be?
This team, this team has a this team has a shot to go to state. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you go into any season, whether it's us talking about this in August or talking about it in late May, you've always got, people are going to mention your Clay Chalkvilles, your Sarah Lands, your Spain Parks, these top of the top. But I mean, I guess the better question there is, y'all know that you're capable, you know that you've got what it takes. How do you achieve that? How do you get to that point? What do you have to do day in, day out, week in, week out to get to where you want to go?
It's a repeater. It's a repeater process that you have to do. So go to school, get your education, go to practice, treat your body, work out. It's just a repeater system that you have to do, and you have
Yeah.
to. And also, the biggest thing about it, you have to have brotherhood.
How do you create a brotherhood?
um, just doing little things together, like going out somewhere or just talking to them. That's how you create like small bonds that turn to bigger things.
Yep. That's it. That's it. Let me ask you this. I brought up that book. Did you have a favorite? Oh, this is kind of putting you on the spot, but did you have a favorite part of that book?
Yes, sir.
I know. I've got to have it in front of me too.
I gotta have it in front of me.
But you took a lot from it.
Yes, sir.
I got you. What if this team has what it takes to get where y'all want to go? What's different so far through spring? What's different about this team compared to last year's?
Last year team, we didn't really have no leaders to step up. Like our coaches was the
Yeah.
leader, but now they trying to talk, like speaking to us, like we have to be leaders. Like they can't bring the energy, like we have to bring it. So
Mhm.
basically, that's what they're trying to put into us.
Yeah. No, that seemed like that was going to be the focus. Like, I've never seen Coach Floyd so, like, when I talk to him, there are some coaches. I'll just say this: there have been some coaches over the years that if I cover their game after the game, if it goes a certain way, I'm like not nervous, but like kind of like walking up to them as like I know they don't want to have anything to do with me,
Mm.
you know. But then like I knew that was not gonna be he was not gonna be thrilled, but I wasn't. I'm never nervous around Coach Floyd. He's always been kind of cool, calm, collected, and whatever. And so when I asked him just kind of about that last game, that last regular season game against Vestavia, the voice rose a little bit, and that's what he talked about. He was like, he was like, us coaches, we can only do so much. That these guys have got to want it. And if I'm answering the question that I asked you, at least so far, again, just through spring, but at least so far, that seems. I agree with you. That seems to be different. That mindset does seem to be pouring more into the leadership side of things building up to this season, as opposed to maybe you go in with you're halfway through the year and you're like, dang, somebody's got to lead. It seems like y'all are jumping into it early and from the start this year. Like, hey, we're going to have this kind of leadership principle we're going to fall back on. This guy's going to tell us when we need to step up, that kind of thing, before the season starts.
Listen, like I was saying, you can't have one leader on the field. You gotta have 11.
Sure.
Well,
That's
basically
right.
two
That's
for offense.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's like, I can't remember I don't know the name of the drill, but I saw y'all, I guess it was the defense. I can't remember if I was watching the ones or the twos or what, but when Coach Elviston had y'all going through a drill where there's like he's got like a little cone set up and like six or so zones, and then like y'all are set up and Jake or Coach Elviston's throwing the ball, and then all of y'all have to get to that one spot, and everybody's like feet are going, And there was one of those where I can't remember. I don't know who it was, and even if I knew, I wouldn't say his name. But like there was one player that got there and the feet weren't moving like the other guys, and so like you ran it again, or like you all had to run back, and it was kind of like that, like you said, it's like 11 guys all had to be one doing the same thing, giving the same effort at the same time.
Listen,
That one, when I saw that, I was like, okay, this leadership thing, we're really going all in on it this year. That's
that's the main role of this year, leadership.
I love that. I love that. Man, when you build that stuff, I mean, regardless of how the season goes, and we're still months away, but that's there could be you're much more likely to see something special follow, you know?
Listen,
Okay. I was talking to the other day, I was talking to Nate, wide receiver.
mm.
Nate Sakura. I was talking to him, and I told him I was going to ask him something random. So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Uh, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
um, yeah, I think about this one.
I know I just like putting everybody on the spot lately.
Mm. It's not a quote, but it's something I tell myself. I tell myself how hard, like, if it ever gets bad, still keep going. Don't like give up on your dreams. Just like I truly live right now.
Is that something you just kind of have thought of yourself? Did that come from anywhere?
Oh no, sir. I just tell myself that every day. Like
Yeah.
don't give up on your dream because the kid inside you won't want you giving up on your dream. So why would you do it yourself?
Bingo, man. Preach. Man. Well, what are that begs the next question. What are the dreams?
My dreams are to go play at a good football college, and get my education, get my degree, make it to the NFL, then 5, 10 years, retire, have a good life, do whatever
That's
I
it, man. That's it. Well, I mean, shoot. You just finished your sophomore year and you're already I'm looking at y'all's recruitbigclay.com. I don't know how updated some of this stuff is, but what, you're already 6'1"?
Yes, sir.
285.
Yes, sir.
You're benching 370 pounds.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. Okay, it says squat 600.
Yeah, I squat 600.
What have you? Is that that's your max?
Yes, sir.
Jesus, man,
Well,
600 pounds.
well, I don't think that's my max. I could have went higher, but they didn't want me to because,
Six, 600's plenty. It
yeah,
says wait. Okay, I I'm not a big 40-time person. I'm not a coach, so but I it gets overplayed to me.
mm.
But are you running a 4940
Yes, sir.
at 6'1", 285?
Yes, sir. I can move.
You can, you got the footwork apparently. You're light on the feet.
Yeah, I'm light on my feet.
That's what you want in a D lineman, right? Like you're obviously you're strong. You got the frame. You got the build, but you can move it.
Yes, sir. I know how to move this big body. Oh,
You got to. You got to.
got to.
Man, that's awesome. How's recruiting going? Because I mean, it's early, but I know you've got a few scholarship offers and stuff, but you got a ton of time too.
Yeah. Right now my recruiting is going good, but it's going a little slow as I thought. But I always tell myself I got to be patient. So
They'll find you.
patience is key. So that's
That's
all.
it. Well, and they'll find you, and you see so many guys that like, you know, obviously no pressure or anything, but like you see a lot of movement during a junior year of high school, or you see a lot of guys, they get that one, and then it's like the dominoes fall. Like I can't think of a player off the top of my head, but there are plenty out there where they are getting kind of that lower end of D1 or whatever, and then there's like one school that whether it be an ACC school or even an SEC school or whatever that comes in, and then it's like the floodgates open, and
Yeah,
you start seeing like every school's coming after you and stuff.
that's all it takes. That big one.
That's all it takes. How do you keep your like with all that kind of stuff? Like when I was in high school, like I didn't play high school football. I played a year in like middle school.
Hmm?
Love football. It just didn't play. But like when I was in high school, I'm gonna be real honest here. I went to Hewitt-Trussville, and Hewitt-Trussville was not good. They were terrible. Um, so we didn't really have guys in the halls. Really, coaches weren't coming to see them a whole lot. Like now, we had Justin Tubbs on the basketball team, and people were coming to see him because he was a baller. Um, but like, how do you kind of, I don't know, Colton, if you're 15, 16 years old, I don't know how old you are, but like, how do you manage, you're still trying to like figure out high school football in a way because you are still young, but you are obviously incredibly talented, but it's like you're trying to manage that. You're going to school. You've got recruiting has already started. Like, how do you keep your head on straight through all of that?
First, God, school, football, family, recruiting. I don't really worry too much about recruiting. If they like me so much and they want to offer me, they just offer me. But anything else, I don't really worry about recruiting. I worry about high school football.
Control what you can control, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you hear that a lot inside the building in the afternoons?
Yes.
I bet. I bet. What that's good. That's good. You got you a nice little top five right there. That's the top five to be focused on.
Yes, sir.
I mean, kind of in that order. Um, what are your favorite things like so outside of school? And it's fine if there's nothing that's fine, but just the Clay-Chalkville like community. What are your favorite things about it? Is there somewhere you like to go? Is there something you like to do? Is it just you said earlier something? I think you used the word peaceful. Like what is it about that community that you like?
Well, you know how Coach Floyd always say, we don't got nothing but a Piggly Wiggly, a Dairy Queen, and all that. Um,
Yeah.
Play, I just like it because it's really small. Like it's really a small area, and it's not that loud. And that's why I really like peace. I'm big on peace.
Okay. Why are you big on peace? Is it just something for your mindset?
Yeah, I try to keep my mind calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah. Well, you wish it had more than a Piggly Wiggly and a Dairy Queen, though, right?
I really wish it did.
It can still be peaceful and quiet, but have a little bit more, I'm sure.
Like stores or something.
It's so funny. Like I do a lot of other than outside of sports, I do a lot of local history stuff in over here in Trussville.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was a girl in my graduating class who probably kind of like you. She moved over here. I don't remember the year, but I think it was maybe late elementary, middle school, something like that. And Trussville has this like historic district area, and right in the middle of it is a huge green field, and they call it the mall.
Mm-hmm.
It's the mall. And so when she moved to Trussville, she heard about that, and she was expecting stores.
Yeah,
She was, so it's kind of the same deal where people come here and they're like, "Where's all these stores I heard about? That are right in the middle of the city?" And you're like, "No, no, it's just that's where the kids play flag football. It's not stores."
yeah.
Oh, what do you like to outside of football? Is there what do you like? You like to read? What do you like to listen to? What do you like to do outside of school and outside of football?
If I'm keeping it real, I just like to sleep or play the game.
I respect it. I respect that, man. Well, you gotta have the sleep. It's recovery time.
Yeah.
Who well, I guess who or what motivate you?
You talking about my motivation?
Yeah.
Um, my granddad, he passed away, and Coach Helston.
Okay. What about, if you don't mind me asking, what about your granddad motivated you?
Um, he was a preacher at Shady Grove in Pinson, and he wanted me to play football. So every day I just go out there and do what I can for him.
That's
And I,
awesome, man. That's cool. How about Coach Elveston? How's he motivate you?
Coach Helston, sometimes if I'm having a good day or a bad day, he'll come and check on me. He'll tell me, hey, like let's say if I did something bad on film, he'll talk to me about it. He'll like get it together, and then out there he'll talk about something. He loved me, and I really take that to heart.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. What does I'm gonna end up asking everybody this on this team. Um, not the book, but even though the book was called just Legacy, um, again, you've still got 2 years of this. But what does that word legacy? What does that word? What does that mean to you?
Legacy mean like it's more than trophies and rings. It mean like a brotherhood, coaches that really love their athletes, all of that for real. That's what legacy
Yeah,
means.
seems like there's a lot of that there. Like again, that's a big thing that draws me out there is it's been just a short, quick story here. So, like, obviously, like I told you, I went to Hewitt Trussville, so I was familiar with Clay-Chalkville, obviously. Um, when I got out of college, I lived in Mississippi for a while. When I moved back, took a job here, just at a newspaper, and the first game that I covered when I moved back, I was covering like 4A, 3A, 4A ball in like rural Mississippi. The ball was not that good. It just wasn't. And when I moved back, the first game I moved back on Halloween, and the first game I covered was Hoover at Clay-Chalkville in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've told this story to everybody, but I was like, this is way different than what I was just covering like a couple weeks ago. You had Darren Reeves out there, obviously Hoover, but like so many people from those teams that I cover. I mean, I covered like the whole 2014 season, uh, covered all of the 2011 season. That was a really big deal around Clay. Burdette was on that team. Um, there are so many guys that do come back, and it seems like that legacy thing is not only important like while they're here, like hey, we want to win a championship and leave our legacy, right? It's like long after they've graduated, it's like they come back. You see T West out there all the time, you know. Burdett's coaching there. Coach Floyd's still there. You see all these guys come back and do camps, you know, like Nico Collins is probably going to be doing a camp there pretty soon. I mean, it seems like there's something. That's kind of what I'm trying to drive at with a lot of this book is like why all these people, why they do come back, and why even though they've moved to other places, you know, live somewhere else, like why they keep returning. You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah, because I feel like Clay has like a brotherhood and a bondhood that can never be broken. Like it don't matter what you do, it don't matter who's there, no matter what you do. It's a bond that can never be broken.
Yeah, yeah. It sure seems that way, man. It just seems I don't know. It just seems like a I don't know. Like there's high school football stories in the South, or it's kind of a cliche, but like you see so many similarities in so many places. Like we live in Alabama, football's important, duh. But like there's something about Clay. Like I think to me, it's like it is those all these people that return and people who have been there for years and years. Like I was talking to Cheek yesterday, and he told me we were just talking back and forth about like who are some other people I might need to talk to, and you know that aren't on this team or aren't on coach. You know, we're talking about his coaches when he played here and stuff like that. And he told me like there's a history teacher at y'all's high school who's been there since the high school started. Stoudemire, I think.
Mm.
I don't know Stoudemire, but you know, like there's people who continue to come back, but then you've got these people who have been there kind of from the beginning who are just still there. And there's something about it that's it's like a magnet or something that like pulls them back. And I really want to try to figure out what that is, you know?
I guess I don't know. I guess we'll never know.
Well, you make it to the NFL, you're gonna bring a camp back, right?
Almost definitely. I have to get back
See?
to uni.
See? Bingo. You're already thinking about it, you know?
Is
Okay. Anything anything else you want to talk about? You want to
Um,
wrap this thing up? What do you think?
I mean, is there any question that you have to ask me?
I've asked you all the questions, man.
Oh, then we're good.
You excited about the summer?
Uh, kinda.
Not excited. What all do y'all do during the summer? I need to actually know that.
You talking about from the beginning to the end?
Yeah. What's summer look like? Is it a lot of on field or is it mostly weight room? Mix of both?
It's a mix of both. So I think when we first get there, we're getting our stretch lines. We'll do conditioning. Then
Okay.
we'll go to the elementary school, eat breakfast, come back, work out. I think go watch film, then go outside.
Okay. That sounds good. I need to get in I need to come when y'all are watching some film. I need to I need to see what that how that goes. I've never just sat in and really watched film to learn. So
Film. The eye in the sky do not lie.
do what?
The eye in the sky do not lie to you. So
That drone up there buzzing up there. That's right. That's right. Ooh, okay. Do y'all do it as like do you do it as an entire defense or just your position group or both?
sometimes we'll do it as both, but mainly we do it as position groups.
Okay. Who do I need to sit with? So Coach McCall's running yours.
Yes, sir.
I could sit in. Maybe Darius will let me sit in there.
I can talk to him for you.
There we go. There we go. Get me in there. Get me in there.
I got you.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. I need to learn as much as the football stuff. I need to learn. I could talk to people all day about community and describe stuff and try to make sense of that, or at least write it to a point that people can really see, like, hey, there's something different here, and that kind of thing. But now we start getting into film and like the all the technical football stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need some help.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be giving me a huddle account so I can go in, but I was like, I'm gonna need someone to teach me what I'm looking at from that eye in the sky that you mentioned.
It's really about technique. Like, what do you do on this play? How much effort do you give on the play for real? And will you ball? That's all they're looking for. It's for you to do your job.
Okay. I'm gonna sit through one of these. I've got a bunch of dates that I've put out here to come this summer. I wanted to go. I can't go to y'all's. What was it? It was an OTA. Y'all got 2 of them in a week. One of them's like out at Hoover.
Yeah, we got
That's
one.
Yeah, the Hoover one's the one I can't go to. Y'all got Hillcrest.
We got Hillcrest.
I think so, unless I'm getting it wrong. I don't know. It's the one that's at y'all's place.
I think it's Hoover and Bob Jones.
Okay.
So I think that's who we had last year.
Okay. Well, the one that's at y'all's building, I'll be at that one for sure.
Yes,
all right. Anything I've left out? Anything that feels important?
No, sir.
What's your favorite TV show?
Rick and Morty.
Love it. Love it. All right. I appreciate you, Colton. Thank you for doing this.
You're
Seriously. Appreciate you asking. I mean, that was cool. That when I texted all y'all, I've texted 5 or 6 of y'all, and you said this was something that you wanted to do, and I appreciate you doing that and wanting to. I've had a few players on here. I had Aaron and Jabari, I think, on here last year. Brock Bradley over at Spain Park. You've been on now, so I appreciate y'all doing it because, I know this is like, y'all are used to like right after a game on Friday night, and you make a big play in a game and a reporter sticks a recorder in your face, and you're like, but to do something like this that's obviously longer, sit down, you got to think about your stuff. It's not just the emotion of the game coming out. That takes a lot from young guys. So I really do. I really appreciate you doing it.
You're welcome.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you, Colton. Have a good one.
You too.
All right.